Here with Coach Sean after the match. Lady Demons dropped 3-0 to Texas A&M, Corpus Christi. Coach, talk about specifically that first set because it was really back and forth the entire opening. I feel like we started off really well, had some great defense, some consistent offensive attacks, but they were able to just kind of edge it out at the end of the first set.
Yeah, we played well in the first, obviously, having a chance to win that set. We just didn't quite have that spark to be able to get on a run, to be able to grab a hold of it and take it. We played really well. We did a lot of good defensive things, and we were much better offensively than when we saw them down in Corpus the first time. I know, because it's my scout, that we didn't necessarily do exactly what we were supposed to do in the first set. We were close, but there was just those moments and times where it's like, we talked about this, when you see this, you have to be here, and we weren't there. That said, we still played well enough to be able to win the set. And we ended up, off the top of my head, I think, having a 64% side-out percentage. If you get to 65, 9 out of 10 times you win, so that 1 percentage point, it's not really bad. But I mean, that was the difference. The difference was they were at like roughly 70%, so just a little bit higher. That had to do with a lot of their discipline from their attackers on being able to hit, some deep corners. And there were some things that we could have done but did not do in those moments like I was talking about to be able to take a few of those away. But like I said, offensively it was much better. We scored in a bunch of different areas. Simone and Bree had a good match and a good set one. There was just a few little changes here and there, but we were close.
One thing I noticed after that first set was Corpus was really able to get their middles involved in the attack. I think they had 9 kills with no errors in that first set. On the flip side of that, we had some good looks. I remember a couple of quick sets from Rags to Reagan. Mm-hmm. I just thought about that, but that really worked. But it didn't seem to come through like you wanted it to, especially in those second and third sets.
Yeah, no, we needed to connect better in the middle. Like I already said, Bree and Simone had really good matches. They did exactly what we needed from them to be able to be in a position to be able to do something to affect Corpus. We ran our middles. They got a lot of attempts, did some really good things, and then just couldn't give them the ball for them to be able to score with enough. But we've done a much better job of being able to incorporate our middles into the offense here lately, and that continued, just not at a high percentage. What we didn't do is be able to get our right sides involved. We didn't get enough points from the right sides. They did a lot of good things, but I mean, just the way to really affect Corpus is to be able to go against the flow. Whether the flow of the game is pushing towards the outside, you've got to be able to score on the right, or the opposite. If you're pushing, everything starts leading its way over to the right side, you've got to be able to score on the outside. And Simone and Bree did that. We just weren't able to connect well enough to either kind of diversify the offense a little bit more in the middle or the right side.
Yeah. Beyond the struggles, but ineffectiveness, so to speak, and that feels like a strong word.
It is a strong word
for how the offense plays, because like you said, they did well. Corpus is a really quality team. The defense today really, I think gave us an excellent chance to keep plays alive. I know Simone had 10 digs in the first set. Bryce picked up a few. Haley, of course, but the defense really was quality today, I thought.
Defense was good. Again, there were times where we were out of position, and there were times where that really mattered. So, like we've talked about leading into it, their libero is fantastic. She's very good. They pass 2 a lot, which is rare. Most teams pass 3, so you're just not asking 2 players to take that much responsibility. So the first set, as good as we were offensively and defensively, we did that and put ourselves in a position to be able to win the first without really pushing them with our serve. And that was a big difference. And while everyone else in the stands may look back and say, well, we didn't miss any serves, we didn't cost ourselves points. It's just we gave them an easy ball for them then to be able to run the offense they wanted, have options, and then have big athletic kids to be able to take a swing and to hit those areas, those deep corners specifically, where your defense isn't, So while the defense was very good, we asked a lot of them, and they stepped up for the most part. But had we been able to disrupt their offense just a little bit more, it would have been that much easier for us to defend and then turn into points, and we just weren't quite able to do that.
All right.
I don't know if that's exactly what you were asking, but
yeah, it was. Like I said, I felt like, because I remember play after play, chasing balls, big digs on their big swings, and it just, like you said, it just.
And I'll comment on your very harsh wording of ineffective.
I just couldn't think of a better, not as,
And honestly,
word.
It may sound like I'm saying that as well, but it's like if you want to really compare the two matches together, the first time we saw Corpus in this one, offense was fantastic. It was very good, and the outside scored in difficult situations where they needed to, and they did. We did score, well in the middle, just not enough. And the right side, honestly, they scored some good balls. We just couldn't force that issue enough to be able to make them have to make changes defensively. So offense was there, we just weren't able to do it enough.
Yeah, thank you. Because, that's what I meant. Because I knew,
Yes.
Anyway, that's why you're the coach, right?
Yeah.
Thanks a lot, and we'll talk to you again next week, Coach.
Thanks.